Hey, good evening. Happy Tuesday, my trading brothers and sisters. I hope everyone had a great trading day. I thought today was a gift with some stellar opportunities, mostly on the short side. I guess I do a short monologue now before getting into the trades. So I want you to give me feedback, good or bad, on everything that I share, all the content, all the videos and so on. Share your views on trades, even if they're contrary to mine. This is great. It avoids groupthink and helps us see things from a different angle. I understand it can get confusing, especially if you're new, if there's lots of views flying around in the chat, but I teach in a course. You should have your own plan, which should be in your mind before you take any trades. I understand not everyone will be trading exactly as I do, and that's absolutely fine. But I think most of us are using the same concepts and tools, and as long as there's no like Heiken Ashi or Elliott Wave, I think we're all good. Also, don't worry about influencing me at all. But if I do ask that if you're posting a view, that you do back up with some chart and some analysis. I'm really stubborn and fixed in my view, so unless the price action indicates otherwise, nothing's going to influence me personally. But I do need to be cognizant of new members who may get confused by a lot of contrary views. Don't get me wrong, contrary views are a good thing, and I absolutely encourage sharing whatever view you have. My views are posted all over the chat, morning analysis and intraday analysis and so on. So there's never any doubt about what I think. Anyone who's just joined, there is a course which I'm adding to constantly. But everything you need to trade, the 3 setups is all in there already. I honestly think these 3 setups are all you need to trade this pair. And it's good to have a systematic framework that you follow, so you can determine how good your edge is over time. A lot of what I'm doing currently is like fleshing out these setups with examples, as the market has a huge element of randomness, so finding logic and applying the setups is going to take a degree of mental flexibility during application and execution. So near the beginning of the course, I ask everyone to come up with a goal where they want to take their trading. The typical answer is just to become consistent and say earn like 10 or 20 grand a month for themselves. And in my mind, this is completely realistic, but it will take some time, and you have to be prepared for this and the amount of time and practice that you'll need to put in. I mean, I think typically around a year. I think that's the amount of work you need to put in, a bit like a master's degree, the amount of work you need to put in, then you're there. I think with guidance you could probably shorten that period of time. I know people who have been trading for a year who are absolutely amazing, so it's really up to the individual. So now that I've found some consistency, I'm aiming cable traders to eventually be like a global macro style fund that's open to outside investors to, using the prop accounts. I'm trying to raise enough capital and seed money for this. So if you're interested in eventually becoming a part of this project, please get in touch. I'm especially looking for traders who are good at trading metals, index futures and rates. So I've got my eyes open for the traders who've got the most potential, who can eventually join me in this endeavor. Obviously this is like a longer term goal, but I hope to have enough seed capital by around say Q2 next year. The thing you'll really need to track is your risk adjusted return, like your Sharpe ratio, information ratio, gain to pain ratio, things like that. Nobody will want to invest in a fund that has a poor risk adjusted return, but if we have good returns and a low correlation to like say standard equity benchmarks, then we're starting to move in the right direction. We're looking to generate alpha, like returns with a low correlation to global equities, but also consistently higher returns and lower risk. So getting to the charts at 6 AM, what do we notice? It's kind of just rangy. Frankfurt's opened already, and it's just kind of in this 12 pip range below this M5 supply. Asia low is coming off this weakish M15 demand. So I'm defining, well, we'll go to the morning analysis first, just for a little overview. Today, oh no, wrong one. Here are the main zones. GU is kind of in a downward configuration with a lot of supply above, so I'm thinking short is like my first thought. Dixie's sideways, and we'll do some intraday markups. Kind of a semi-busy news day with jolts in the afternoon. I'm treating the trading range as 1650 to 1750, so watch key levels and try to trade at the extremes of the range. So we'll just point that out. 1650 to 1750. Okay. So we'll just delineate that with lines. And we're, for the best risk to reward, we're kind of, if we're in a range, we want to trade towards the outside because it's going to mean revert and possibly swing to the other side. So that'll give us the best RR. So the first thing price is doing, it's kind of consumed this M5 supply. There's a very minor kind of M1 demand that's broken structure, and it's accumulating, and there's possibly an opportunity to get long here. I wasn't interested in trading right in the middle of the range. So if you're interested in this taking like 10-20 pips, then sure, be my guests. There's probably a trade here that you could have taken. For me, it didn't meet my criteria. I would have wanted a push below daily open into this demand, which it didn't do. But my main idea is a short, because looking at Dixie, it's broken out of this triangle and it's accumulating in H1 demand. So I'm expecting, I project it to go upwards. So I'm really looking for a down move, especially because of a triangle. The first breakout's usually false. So we're looking to go the other way. So we just touched yesterday's high at 8:43 UK time. That's not enough of a pierce of a key level to get involved. So we have to just wait. If we get a deeper pierce, then we definitely have an opportunity, and that's what pans out. So around here, I think this was the opportunity. This bounce off R1, it broke this kind of first pierce of yesterday's high. We're right in the supply zone, and I'm thinking this is it. This was quite a tricky entry overall, I found, and I'm usually pretty good at entries. So here there was a bit of an imbalance that was like a structure level. This is 0.7. And price was failing to kind of close above it. So I was trading short off here, and I ended up getting stopped out. So I took a loss initially, which wasn't great. And then we get this deeper liquidity grab. I called it a secondary grab because all the smart money traders are kind of all doing the same thing. They're all going short here, but now they're creating liquidity above this triple top. So that gets smashed. So I'm still looking to go short, and I do. And I start building my position around this FVG. I didn't really use the footprint. I was kind of just looking at the price action for this one. So I built quite a large position of 60 lots short. Where's the timings? Yeah, from about 12:20 to 12:35, so around this area. And you can put your stop above the FEG, and I was quite adamant that my target was going to be the Asia low because we've defined a trading range. Naturally I'm looking for a key level that's near the bottom of the trading range. So I target Asia low. I don't think anyone joined me that far, which is fair enough because it was like 70 pips. So yep, just let that play out. And as soon as we get this displacement, I'm pretty confident that the trade is on, and you could probably look for a retrace into one of these FVGs or imbalances and try and find an entry. Yeah, it just kind of meanders, it accumulates here, breaks out, comes up, retests. I've cashed out here and added more here. And there we go, we get the Asia low. So, really nice 20-hour trade. I'm kind of like thinking I'm done for the day here, but getting to New York Open, you know, it was irresistible. Something else came up which I quite liked. I call this setup 3, where you get a kind of a false breakout that clears liquidity before New York Stock Exchange opens. I think it's just like manipulation, position building. So I end up getting involved short here too. So you get a double top, liquidity grab, and then we're kind of good to go. I think I use the footprint for this one. Get this 0.7 that I end up using. I think's there. So that's where again short. Again, very tight stop above the fair value gap. I think I use 4 pips or whatever. And target, I think I just put an arbitrary target of like just above 16. Jolts was coming out and I wasn't looking for much return, so like 7R would have done me fine. And there we go, pretty easy. Jolts comes out, smashes it down. That's it, kind of done for the day. It breaks below, goes to the bottom of the trading range. And I'm not really interested in going long, looking for a break of yesterday's low and going long for a start. You know, I've made like 27R in one day. There's absolutely no need to give any of that profit back. And the main thing is, although we have a key level, yesterday's low, I don't really have a trading level below it apart from daily demand, so I don't trust just trading in thin air, so I don't do it. So that was my day. It was quite a nice one. Some good returns. Fairly straightforward, just trading the range, doing your analysis beforehand, having a plan. This was a particularly tricky entry. It took a bit of patience, which I did not have. I was shorting it a couple of times. I think I took 2 losses actually, frankly, but it was covered by the win. So yeah, that's it. If you have any questions, please let me know. My name's Jeff T in Discord, and it's the Cable Traders on Instagram. And yeah, we'll talk soon. Cheers.